Six Flags Great America is pretty much the Disneyland of the Chicago area, drawing massive crowds on a regular basis. With a grand total of 14 different roller coasters, Great America has become known as a top-tier park in the Six Flags chain. However, ever since this park first opened as a Marriott amusement park, a total of 8 other roller coasters have come and gone. So let's take a look at what those 8 coasters were from oldest to newest. Number 8. Gulf Coaster. Opened in 1976, closed the same year. You heard that right. This kiddie coaster only operated for one season before it was completely torn down. When Marriott first opened their Great America parks in 1976, they put this coaster in each one. However, while the one at California's Great America managed to operate until 1980, this one was closed down the same year that it opened. This was due to several technical issues, including at least one instance where the ride caught fire. And if there's anything you don't want catching fire, it's a coaster meant for little kids. As a result of its short lifetime, photos and video of this ride are very rare to come by. If you live in the Chicago area, definitely see what you can dig up in your old photo albums. Number 7. Tidal Wave. Opened in 1978, closed in 1991. Arriving 2 decades before Vertical Velocity, Tidal Wave opened as the park's first launch coaster. This Schwarzkopf shuttle loop used a weight drop system to send its train through a vertical loop at 57 miles per hour. However, a few years after the park was acquired by Six Flags, it became part of the company's ride rotation program, moving to Six Flags Over Georgia in 1995 and former Six Flags Park Kentucky Kingdom in 2003. During its stay at Kentucky Kingdom, the park actually used parts from an old shuttle loop at California's Great America, meaning that this coaster essentially combined both Great America parks into one attraction. Nowadays, Schwarzkopf shuttle loops are pretty rare to come by, and while there is one still operating at Knott's Berry Farm, the only ones left with a weight drop system are at Brazil's Hopi Hari Park and South Africa's Gold Reef City. And here's a quick fun fact. Gold Reef City is also home to the world's only Jovanola inverted coaster, so if you're looking for rare credits around the world, you might want to book a ticket to Johannesburg. Number 6. Z-Force. Opened in 1985, closed in 1987. In 1985, Intamin introduced their first and only space diver coaster. Its unusual layout took passengers back and forth, sending them into sharp drops on each turnaround. For the time, this coaster really was a sight to be seen, and it even garnered a bit of media attention. However, it didn't stay at Great America for long. It was later relocated to Six Flags Over Georgia before its final run at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Unfortunately, it gained a reputation over the years as a very uncomfortable experience, and after being put into standing but not operating mode in 2003, it was torn down in 2007. Since this coaster first opened, Intamin has went on to build bigger and better attractions, and without subcontractor Jovanola, it's highly unlikely that they'll bring back the space diver anytime soon. Number 5. Shockwave. Opened in 1988, closed in 2002. This was the first of Aerodynamics' Big 3 Six Flags Mega Loopers. Opening before the Great American Scream Machine and Viper, Shockwave opened as the first coaster to have 7 inversions. And with all of the media attention it got at the time, it's clear to see why this coaster was so revolutionary. However, this ride ended up suffering from several operational issues during its lifetime. Perhaps the biggest issue this ride had was its wheels. The train's wheels reportedly wore out quite easily and were very expensive to replace. In addition, an incident in 2002 involved one of the wheels separating from the train. In the same year as this incident, Great America was looking to build Superman Ultimate Flight the next year, and due to the public basically demanding that they didn't tear down the Whizzer, the park decided to tear down Shockwave instead. So after the 2002 season, Shockwave was sent to the scrapyard and replaced with this new B&M Flyer. Much like Great Adventure left a piece of Rolling Thunder's track under El Toro, Great America paid tribute to this deceased coaster with a gravestone during Fright Fest that reads, "They said save the Whizzer, and Shockwave became chopped liver." As of right now, the only one of the big 3 mega loopers still standing is Magic Mountain's Viper, so if you haven't gotten the credit yet, I highly recommend doing so before it becomes chopped liver too. You might want to brace yourself for a rough ride though. Number 4. Rolling Thunder. Opened in 1989, closed in 1995. After its brief 5-season run at Great Adventure, this Intamin bobsled coaster came to Great America in the late 80s, sharing the same name as Great Adventure's former racing wooden coaster. It wound up running at Great America for 7 seasons before it was put into storage in the back parking lot. There it would sit for 2 years until the company finally decided to relocate it once again to the Great Escape in upstate New York. There it continues to operate to this day and is one of only 3 Intamin bobsled bobsled coaster still out there, with the other ones being at Six Flags Over Texas and the Netherlands Efteling amusement park. Number 3. Iron Wolf. Opened in 1990, closed in 2011. This was the first roller coaster to ever be manufactured by B&M. Admittedly, it's pretty hard to believe that one of the biggest names in the roller coaster industry got their start making stand-up coasters, but it's true. Opening up on the former site of Z-Force, this ride debuted as the world's tallest and fastest stand-up coaster and would continue to operate for 22 years. During its lifetime at the park, this coaster was even featured in the 1994 Macaulay Culkin movie Richie Rich. However, in 2011, Six Flags announced that they would be removing the Iron Wolf from Great America later that year. After its departure, the former site of the Iron Wolf eventually became the new spot for Goliath, an RMC Woody that has the longest and steepest drop on any wooden roller coaster. Meanwhile, Iron Wolf ended up being relocated to Maryland's Six Flags America, where it would be renamed and rethemed to Apocalypse, which just goes to show that even the oldest B&M coasters out there are still in good enough condition to operate. Number 2. Déjà Vu. Opened in 2001, closed in 2007. In the year 2001, Six Flags brought 3 Vekoma giant inverted boomerangs to their chain. One went to Six Flags Great America, one went to Six Flags Magic Mountain, and one went to Six Flags Over Georgia. Each of these coasters was given a blue and green color scheme and named Déjà Vu, which is a pretty fitting name for people who like to travel to different parks. However, all of these coasters have since been relocated. The one at Great America was moved to Idaho's Silverwood in 2008. There it continues to operate under the name Aftershock. Meanwhile, Magic Mountain's Déjà Vu was moved to Six Flags New England as Goliath, and the one from Over Georgia is currently scheduled to reopen next year at Brazil's Mirabilandia. If you're a fan of these giant boomerangs, you can also find them in Spain, China, and Russia. This coaster model certainly does get around. Number 1. Ragin Cajun. Opened in 2004, closed in 2013. This one has a bit of an interesting backstory. In 2003, Italian manufacturer Zamperla struck a licensing deal with Revachon Industries, the manufacturer of such rides as Primeval World at Disney's Animal Kingdom and Exterminator at Kennywood. The agreement gave Zamperla the right to manufacture and sell Revachon's rides. The first and only coaster they ended up working on together was Ragin Cajun, which was introduced in 2004 as part of Great America's new Mardi Gras section. However, Zamperla and Revachon's partnership was short-lived, as their deal was dissolved a year after the ride opened. After the deal fell apart, Zamperla would continue to make their own spinning Wild Mouse coasters, while Revachon filed for bankruptcy in 2008. Much like these two companies parted ways, Ragin Cajun parted ways with Great America in 2013, when the chain decided to move it to Six Flags America in Maryland. This was the second Great America hand-me-down to go to Six Flags America, and if the rumors are true about them getting vertical velocity, they may just be in for another one. Thanks for watching, everyone. Feel free to subscribe and follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You could find links in the description. This is Theme Park Crazy, and I'll see you all next time.